Right, so we're going to tuck our chin into our chest. And one vertebra at a time, you're going to roll down. On the way down, I want you to lift the pelvic floor and pull the belly button into the spine. And then just hang at the bottom. Keep the pelvic floor and the abdomen fully engaged. The shoulders and the head are relaxed. Now I want you to bend your knees, bring your hands to the floor, and just rest. Release the pelvic floor, release the abdomen. Relax the shoulders and just feel that stretch through the back. And then straighten the legs as much as you can. They don't have to be perfectly straight. And then bend, settle down, and then straighten the legs. Extend through the backs of the legs if you can. Open the backs of the knees. And then bend. And one more extension, straighten the legs. And now I want you to tighten the pelvic floor, pull the abdomen into the spine, and slowly start to uncurl. Shoulders into your back pockets. Now I want you to, before we go down in the roll down, I want you to lift the pubic bone up towards the ribs. Lift the pubic bone up. You feel that contraction in the lower abdomen. You feel that lift through the center of the body. Keep that lift as you go down into another roll down. Then lift the pelvic floor. Pull the abdomen in towards the spine. One vertebra at a time. Coming down. And just let yourself hang for a couple of seconds. Keeping the abdomen and the pelvic floor fully engaged. And then I want you to bend the knees again. Bring the palms to the floor. And just relax the abdomen, relax the pelvic floor. And just feel the stretch as the back muscles release through the lower back and the upper back. And now straighten the legs again. Lengthen through the backs of the legs. Open up the backs of the knees. And then bend. And then straighten. And then bend one more time. And then straighten the legs. Now engage the pelvic floor and the abdomen as you start to roll up one vertebra at a time. Now this one, a little bit more challenging. I want you to stand with your feet together, then turn the toes out so your feet are in a V. So you look like a duck. So your feet are in a V position. I don't know if you can see my feet. But it brings the thighs together. And imagine the seams, the inner seams of your pants coming forward. Now your hips come forward as you lift the pubic bone up towards the ribs. But don't squeeze the glutes. Try and keep the glutes as loose as possible. You're just lifting the pubic bone up, lifting the pelvic floor, engaging the abdomen. And I want you to imagine that you're lifting fully from the soles of the feet right up the midline of the body. Now, I want you, just 1 second. The dog's chewing stick fell out of the cage. That's why he was crying. Right, I want you to bring the arms up to the side and I want you to come up onto your toes. So you're coming up onto the toes and just hold yourself there. Keep the front of the body lifted, keep that midline lifted the whole time, then bring the feet back down. Then bring the arms up in front, come back up onto your feet. Now I want you to come halfway down. So your feet, the heels are halfway down to the floor. Now come a little further, so just the heels are about 1 centimetre off the floor. Keeping the thighs, the legs together. Lift the midline up. You're going to do a roll down in that position with the heels 1 centimetre off the floor. This takes control. So keep that midline of the body lifted. Keep the pubic bone lifted and the abdomen lifted. And one vertebra at a time. Your heels are just off the floor. Coming down, pull in the abdomen, lift the pelvic floor. and then let yourself just hang, so your fingertips are just touching the floor. Keeping the pelvic floor and the abdomen fully engaged, and then very carefully, controlled, uncurl one vertebra at a time. Keep that midline of the body lifted. Try not to bring the heels down if you can. When you reach the top, bring the arms up overhead, come right up on the toes again. Now if you start to get a bit crampy around the calves, just come down and release the legs. But if you can, just keep going. Now come halfway down with the feet. And now bring the feet just, the heels, just a fraction off the mat. We're going to go one more time. So lift that midline of the body. Lift the pelvic floor. Pull the abdomen in. Roll down one vertebra at a time. Control the balance. Keep lifting the midline of the body. One vertebra at a time. And then try just to reach the fingertips to the floor. Relax the shoulders and the head. Keep the abdomen fully engaged. Now control it. Focus. Fully engage the abdomen and now roll up one vertebra at a time. Keeping the heels off the floor. And then when you reach the top, just relax the heels down to the floor. Bring the arms up, lift up onto the toes again. Come down, bring the heels to the floor. Now turn the feet facing front. Bring the arms up in front and lift up onto the toes again. Now the arms, I want you to slide your shoulder blades down into your back pockets and fully extend the arms. Bring the heels down, bring the arms down. Take the heels back together. You're making a V with your feet again. Bring the arms up. Lift the heels. Come a little higher onto the toes. Come down. One last time. Take the feet apart. The feet are facing forwards. Bring the arms up in front. Slide the shoulder blades down into your back pockets. Coming up on the toes. Lift the pubic bone. Bring the abdomen in and then come down. Right, loosen off the legs a little. Now April, this next stretch will be perfect for your lower back because it's stretching the bit where you get your problem in that QI muscle, QL muscle. So, still going to go into a roll down at the end, but we're going to do a twist on the way. So feet, small gap between your feet. Bring the arms up, bring them halfway down. Now I want you to turn one palm facing up. Don't let the hips go to the side. Keep the body straight and you're just reaching over with that arm, keeping the arm close to the ear. Now feel that stretch through the side of the body. Now this high arm, the opposite knee, bend that knee slightly. So that opposite knee is reaching forward. Now this arm is going to arc forward. The shoulder is going to arc forward. Now feel the back of the rib cage start to open up. Then as you get a little further, feel that stretch move down towards the lower back. So you're rotating into that stretch. Now just hold it there. The other arm, just let that arm relax and hang down towards the floor. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Now see if you can go a little deeper into that stretch. That's quite a deep stretch through the back muscles. And then hold it again. Now bend both knees. And let the body come to the center. Straighten the legs and come into that roll down. Bringing the fingertips to the floor. Now bend both legs. Hands down. And straighten the legs. Extend through the backs of the legs. Then bend. Straighten the legs one more time. And roll up. Coming up a little bit quicker in that roll up. Go on the other side. So bring the arms up over the head. Take them halfway down. Turn the opposite palm up. Keeping the body in a straight line. Extend the fingertips over the head. Bring the other arm down. And lengthen through the side of the body. Keeping the arm back. The shoulder blade in the back pocket. And then you're going to arc that arm forward, feeling the backs of the ribs on that side open up. And as you come lower, feel that stretch come down right into that QL muscle, right in the lower back. And then hold it there. Bend the opposite knee. And see if you can come a little further into that stretch. Relax that opposite arm. And just hold that stretch, breathe into the lower back. And then bend both knees, bring the body to center, roll down to the floor. Bend the knees, bring the palms to the floor, straighten the legs, extend through the backs of the legs. Open the backs of the knees. Bend the legs one more time. And then lengthen the legs. And then roll up, articulating the spine, one vertebra at a time. Loosen off the legs. Right, we've got inverted V. It's called inverted V in this one, but it's basically downward facing dog. Before we go into the inverted V, it's kind of like a wave that you'll be doing. So we're going to practice that wave in angry cat. So April, you've probably got a couple of angry cats. The red, I know the red, so they will be angry. Right, come down to an all fours position. I'm going to slightly adjust my camera because this it doesn't seem to span as well as the other one. Better. That's not much better. Right. So all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. I want you to come into cat. So you're tucking your tailbone under, tucking your head in. I want you to lift your pubic bone up to the ribs, lift the pelvic floor, and pull your belly button into your spine. Now keeping that abdomen contracted, I want you to come into angry cat. So the hips come back. The hips settle just a couple of inches above the feet. Now keep that roundness in the spine and press the hands firmly into the floor. So you're tucking the pelvis underneath and you feel that lovely stretch all around the lower back. Come back, keeping that roundness in the spine, back into cat pose. Lift the pubic bone, pull the belly button into the spine, come back into angry cat. Settling the hips just above the legs, pressing the hands into the floor. Feel that stretch through the sides of the body, that length through the lower back, and then come back into cat position, arching the back, and then release the spine. Come into cow pose now, lift the tailbone, lift the head, pull the shoulder blades down into your back pocket and feel that stretch through the front of the body. Right, we're going to come up into the inverted V. So curve your toes under. Bring your hands a little further forward. Spread the fingers wide. Lift the knees. Lengthen the legs. Now your legs can stay bent if you're not flexible in the hamstrings. Pull the chest towards the floor. Let the shoulder blades slide down your back and open up the armpits. And just settle into that position for a second. Let the heels sink to the floor. Now lift the pubic bone towards the ribs. Tighten the pelvic floor, pull your belly button into your spine. You're going to curl the back, just like you did in angry cat. And the body comes forward till your shoulders settle over your hands. Now as soon as your shoulders are over your hands, you can feel like you don't go any further forward. You can feel when your shoulders are there because that strength comes into your arms. And then round out the back, come back into that inverted V. Let the heels settle a little deeper. Lift the pubic bone, pull the belly button into the spine, round through the spine. It's like a wave. You come forward again with the shoulders over the wrists. Keep the pubic bone lifted. Keep the belly button pulled in. And then back. We've got one more. Let the heels sink a little deeper. Let the shoulder blades slide further down your back. Lift the pubic bone, pull the belly button into the spine and move like a wave forward with your shoulders over the hands and then drop the knees. Come down into child's pose and take the hands towards the feet and just settle your body into that position. Breathe in 3 seconds, breathe out for 3 seconds. Just let the body relax before we go back up into that inverted V. One more deep breath. Now bring your hands back underneath you, come back into that all fours position. Now back in that position, this time we're not going to move the hands forward. We're going to do a narrower inverted V. Spread the fingers wide, curl the toes, lift the hips, and walk your toes in a little closer. So you've got a narrower distance between the hands and the feet. Just settle into that position, take a deep breath. Exhale, let the shoulder blades slide down your back. Open up the chest and armpits. Extend through the arms. Tuck the tailbone under. Pull the pubic bone up towards the ribs. Engaging the abdomen and the pelvic floor. You're going to wave forward again. So you're coming forward again with the shoulders over the hands. Keep the pelvic floor and the abdomen fully engaged. And then come back. Try and settle the heels a little closer to the floor. Lift the pubic bone, belly button to spine. Keep that full contraction as the shoulders come back over the hands. Now I know this is quite hard because you have to have some strength in your body, so you can come back down into angry cat at any time and do the same in angry cat. One more time forward, lift the pubic bone, belly button to spine, come shoulders over hands. And then come back into that inverted V, drop the knees, come back into that child's pose position. Let the arms rest down by the feet. Let the shoulders and the back muscles just release to the floor. Breathe in for 3 seconds, breathe out for 3 seconds. Right, before we go back into the inverted V, I want to work through the knee joints because the next one, you're going to work the knees, and I know, Sue, that sometimes you have knee problems. So I want to do this one first because this class is more about the fascia that surrounds the joints and the muscles than it is the joints and the muscles. And there's a certain way to work that fascia. So you're coming from a high kneeling position and bring that front leg forward. You've got a bit of a 90-90, so we're not leaning right into it yet. You've got a 90-degree angle at the back leg and a 90-degree angle at the front leg. Keeping the arms back, so don't want your weight on that front knee. You're just going to keep the body up, but let that knee come backwards and forwards. Just ease the body backwards and forwards, keeping the hips loose, keeping the knees relaxed, the legs relaxed. That knee just points forwards, then comes back. Forwards, then back. Now you can feel the muscles around that same hip begin to loosen up as you come a little bit further forward each time into that low lunge. Right, now we're going to use the myofascial as an elastic band. Imagine there's an elastic band right down the front of your leg and you come back and you recoil. Forward, then recoil. So it's like you're rebounding off something in front, it's like an elastic band. You can feel that difference in the move. You can feel how the body's working differently. Using that myofascial network, the elasticity of that network. And then switch legs. So 90 degrees at the front, 90 degrees at the back. Keep the arms back, keep the body upright so the weight is in the middle and not forwards over that knee. So you're just working backwards and forwards, easing into that, stretch into that position. Trying to sink that knee a little further forward each time. You can feel the hips start to loosen off. You feel the knee joint becomes a little warmer. Even the wrap around the ankle is working and warming up. One more. This last one, sink a little deeper if you can. Right, now we're going to use the elasticity. So imagine that there's an elastic band on that leg. So you come down and then you recoil. It's like a little bounce. Come down and then you recoil, bounce back. Just a gentle movement, you're in control. You feel how it feels different in the muscles. One more. Right, so now we're going to go into that inverted V. Come into your all fours position. Now if it felt more comfortable with the legs wider, or if it felt more comfortable with the legs narrower, find a comfortable position for your body in that inverted V. So you're coming up into the inverted V. Feet slightly apart. Slide your shoulder blades down into your back pocket. Spread the fingers wide. Now to help to open up the back, put the weight towards the outsides of your hands, towards the outside edge of your hands where the little finger is. Slightly more weight on that part of your hands and you'll feel a slight difference in that position in the back. Let the heels sink down. Now you're going to lift the pubic bone up towards the ribs, pull your belly button into your spine, and you're just going to drop the knees towards the floor, then bring them back up. So the knees stop about 1 inch above the floor, and then bring them back. Bend, stretch, bend, and stretch. One more. Right, now we're going to do the recoil. We're going to use the elasticity, so you've got elastic bands for legs. So you drop, and then rebound up. Drop. Now a double drop, up. So it's a little bounce right at the bottom. Double bounce. Keep everything elastic. It's like your body's made of rubber. One more. Double bounce, and then hold that inverted V. Strengthen the arms, push your hands into the floor, push the heels towards the floor, lengthen through the backs of the legs. Tighten the thigh muscles. Really squeeze the thighs and lift them up into your hips. Tuck the tailbone under by lifting the pubic bone. And then bring the knees to the floor. Come back into that first position for child's pose and just relax. Let the arms and the shoulders drop towards the floor. Breathing in and out for 3 seconds. Right, slowly come back up. Come up to your feet. Come up slowly, head last. Right, I'm going to beat aeroplanes. Now I'm going to do this from the side. Start with, we're going to do an arm off. I'll show you from the front first. We're going to, as the arms come up, that knee comes up. So we're going to do that first. So as the arms come up, that knee comes up. Then the arms come forward, that leg comes behind in an aeroplane balance. And then that toe just touches down on the floor behind. So that foot touches down. The knee is over the foot. Now I want you to bend that back leg. Now the pelvis, this is the most important part. I want you to put one hand on front, one hand on the back. And you're going to tuck the pelvis. As soon as you do that, the lower back flattens out, the abdomen comes in, and you can feel that difference on the front of that hip. You can really feel it. Now you're going to come very slowly down, keeping that pelvis tuck. Down. You try and come a little further each time, but keep the weight in the middle and back up. Now we're going to come down, then we're going to bring the arms forward and reach, extend the arms, extend that back leg. Hold that position, then come back. Tuck the pelvis, down, up, arm walk, extend the arms, extend that back leg, really lengthen the whole body, back, tuck the pelvis, down. You can really feel this through that, like the front of that thigh. Arms come forward, extend the arms, extend that back leg. And then step in, release. I'm going to turn this off the screen 1 second. It's asking us if I want to do upgrade. Greedy buggers. Right, switch legs. So as the arms come up, the knee comes up. The arms come down in front into aeroplane pose. Extend that leg. Then bring that toe down to the ground behind you. Center your body. Bend that back leg. Tuck the pelvis. As soon as you do that, you're going to feel that difference around that hip. Slowly down. And then up. Keeping that pelvis tucked. A little bit further. Come a little bit lower each time. 3. Now on this next one, you come down a little bit lower. Then you come up, you bring the arms out in front and extend the fingertips away. Extend through that back leg. Lengthen the back leg. Come back into that first position. Tuck the pelvis. Come down. And then back up. Arms reach out in front. Extend the body. Long body from the foot out through the hands and back. Tuck the pelvis. Come down, extend and lengthen. And then last one, tuck the pelvis, come down. Lengthen the body, leaning forward, reaching away as that foot reaches in the opposite direction. And then bring the hands and the feet back into that first position. Now you really feel like the thighs have worked. You feel like the hips have worked. One into foot flicks. Now this one looks crackers when I first saw it, but it's brilliant. It's a little piece of genius. You never ever work the bottoms of your legs, but brilliant. Right, so what you do, we're going to come up on our toes first. So bring the arms up, come up on your toes, and then come back down. Now just one leg, this side, you're going to peel your heel off the floor, right up to the toes, and then put the foot back down. Peel the heel up off the floor to the toes, and then it's like you're articulating the foot like you do the spine. Peel it, and then put it down. Now, you're gonna bring it up, flick, and then slowly put the foot back on the floor, then up. As soon as the heel comes down, it's a rebound, recoil, recoil, up, a little flick. Now you feel like you've got an elastic band at the hip flexor, elastic band through the knee, through the ankles. As soon as the heel comes down, slowly put the foot down, then recoil. So you're really purposely putting that foot down, one part of the foot at a time, toe, ball, heel, flick. Now bring the foot a couple of inches further back. Same thing. Feel how the hip flexor works even more now. Wait till the heel comes right down before you flick. Press the heel, flick. Flick. Right, now, back into that lift. See if it feels different on that leg. Lift. How different does that feel? It should feel really different around that lower leg and around the foot. Other side. Peel the foot off the floor. Put it back down. Press the heel. Peel. Now the heel comes in, flick. Slowly down, flick. Make sure you're pressing the heel down before you recoil. Feel how the whole leg is working. I like this. Feels really nice. Flick. Now take it a little further back, so just a couple of inches further back. Feel how the hip flexor works a little harder now. So you're not putting any weight on that leg, but you're pressing the heel before you flick. And that's it. Right, one last toe lift. Now both legs should feel a lot nicer in that lift. Yeah? Shake it out. Come down onto your knees, into a low lunge. Right angle here, right angle here. Just like we did before, you're going to come forward 3 times, and then you're going to recoil 3 times. Now I want you to take the back foot turn it behind you. So that foot goes from there to there. So now this leg is out to the side. Make sure the foot stays under the knee. So now you're coming this way. Bring the arms out to the side. 3, try and go a little deeper each time. And now you're going to recoil, elastic bands. So you sink, but then you recoil straight back. Recoil. You feel how the body reacts differently. Now bring that foot back around. Come into the kneeling position, change legs. Bending forward, coming back. And when you come back, bring the hips behind that knee a little. So you're increasing the stretch both ways. And then recoil. Recoil. Just focus on how it feels around the hips, around the legs. Now I want you to turn. I'll have to go this way, so I'll be backwards to you. Turn that back leg in. So that foot goes from there to there. This leg is out to the side. Now it's much tighter for me on this side. Just ease in. If it feels tight to you, you just gradually ease in. Keep everything relaxed. Use your breathing. Try to go a little further, a little deeper each time. Feel the hips really working when the knee goes out to the side. Now recoil. Just easing into that recoil. Arms out to the side. And last one. And then bring the knees to the floor, take the knees open and come down into child's pose. Relax down into child's pose, open up the hips, open up the muscles in the back. Now the video is going to go off in a minute or two. And I'm going to leave you in that position just for a minute after the video goes off, and I want you to keep breathing. I want you to breathe in for 3 seconds and breathe out for 3 seconds. Every time you exhale, you're going to relax a little deeper. Relax the feet. Relax the legs. Relax the muscles through the back. Let the shoulder blades release. Relax the arms. There's no tension in the neck or the jaw. Now, if there's anything you want to ask us, just send us a message afterwards to let us know and give us some feedback how it made you feel. But when it goes off, just stay there for a minute or so and just relax into that position. Breathing in and out through the nose for 3 seconds. Close the eyes so you can really focus on any points of resistance and let that point of resistance just relax and release.